Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to walk through the Yellowbrow boss fight, which is the final boss of Chapter 3 in Black Myth. So this fight is a little bit interesting. It's made up into 3 parts essentially. You've got the first phase of Yellowbrow himself, and then you've got a second phase which is with a sort of mini boss, and then you go back and do a final phase with Yellowbrow. So I'll walk through a strategy that can get through this pretty easily, I think. The way this works though is a bit interesting. So each time you defeat one of the phases, it does lock in your progress. So for each one you can go back and rebuild specifically for that next phase. So I'll kind of walk through each one in 3 steps, and then I've got a build for the second phase and then a different build for the third phase, and I'll walk through each one of those as well as the fight for each as well. So I'm not going to spend too much time with this first part of the fight. There's really not much to it, and I don't think it's meant to be challenging or anything. You just kind of have to grind out damage for a minute or two. And as mentioned, once you defeat this part of the boss, that's progress is locked in. You don't have to do the fight again or anything. You just immediately go to the next phase every time. So you just kind of get through this by, using all your abilities, use all your mana and everything just to kind of damage dump on him. And then you can reset and immediately skip this and go to the next part, which is with the Macaque Chief. So do what you need to do to kind of get through that, and then we'll get teleported into his bag where we, again, start fighting the Macaque Chief, which is a little bit more challenging. So I kind of like to just kind of get through this and then reset so we can do a build to optimize that fight a little bit better, which we'll take a look at now.
Let's fight our way out.
Okay, so now looking at the Macaque Chief fight. So if you did defeat Yellowbrow Phase 1 and then you just steamrolled through Macaque Chief on your first try, then obviously this isn't going to be super relevant. But if you're like me and you died on your first attempt with him, it will spit you back out. And then, as mentioned, once you go back in, you'll just immediately start from there again, which is kind of nice. And it allows you to readjust your build if you need to, which is what I did. And so the strategy that I used, which worked fairly well, and it's pretty simple too, is I just fully upgraded my a Pluck of Many spell. So once this gets fully upgraded, those monkeys are pretty powerful actually, and this will, if you summon this at the beginning, as you'll see in the footage, takes care of a big chunk of his damage. So a couple important things here with Multitude, that grants you a couple additional duplicates that will spawn, and then when you get it fully upgraded, they can then all use things like Immobilize, Ring of Fire, and Rock Solid. So using that, we'll get through about a third of his damage, and then after that, I just immediately go into Red Tide's transformation, as we'll see. That gets through about another third of his damage, and then just kind of finish out the fight with spells and whatever and whatnot. So that's what I did. So now we'll take a look at that fight. All right, so for this fight, we're immediately going to start with a Pluck of Many, and because we've got that fully upgraded, you can see we got a whole army that we're summoning here with a couple extra duplicates, and they're also using spells, so one of them uses Immobilize, so pretty powerful once you get that fully upgraded, and they do a good job taking care of the first part of this fight, and they're kind of distracting the shadows that he summons and whatnot. So as they're doing their thing, you can go in and help out and try and do as much damage as you can as well. And once that completes, so they'll disappear, and you can see that does about a third of his health. We're going to go in and use Transformation after this to take care of the second third of his health, and just for this portion, just kind of grind out damage with that. So once that completes, you can see about a third of his health left now. I played this part, also you can see you get some heals from that guy, which is nice, but I kind of played this really conservative because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I was kind of thinking there was going to be like a second form or like a second phase or something, so I didn't use any other spells, but given the fact, and I also didn't know that you'd lock in your progress after this fight was complete, so given that knowledge, you can just, kind of use the remaining of your mana. You could use like Immobilize and Cloud Step and whatnot. To kind of take care of this last third pretty easily. So I kind of played it patient and conservative. You can run around and avoid him pretty easily and keep your distance, as you can see there, but I just kind of finished out this fight by doing some light attacks. Again, I saved all my mana because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but that can take care of that fight pretty simply as well. So now into the final stretch of this whole thing. We're at the last phase of the Yellowbrow fight, which takes place in that arena behind me. So this is the starting point. So there's no like keeper shrine here, but you can, if you need to, you can use your Incense Trail Talisman to travel back to the keeper shrine, and then once you go back through the doors, you'll just teleport to this spot here. So this strategy for this fight, it's honestly a little bit cheesy, but it makes the fight super simple if you want to get through it. So the build, essentially, it only really takes advantage of three things for the most part. So we'll go through that. So smash stance, I'm using that, and then we also want to get thrust stance active. We don't really need a whole lot of stats in there or anything, but make sure that you have thrust stance active. This fight made me happy because this was actually one legitimate use to use something other than smash stance. But so make sure you have that, and then pretty much the only other thing we're going to use is cloud step through the whole fight. So make sure you've got this upgraded at least to Thunder Strike, because that's going to allow you to charge heavy attacks. That's really important with this. So have that, and then I just, I've got some other stats here, as you can see. I've got my mana fully upgraded. I've got Surging Momentum fully upgraded to increase attack, and then I've got Wrathful Escalation fully upgraded. But really, again, the important things is that you have Thrust Stance active, you've got Smash Stance, and then you've got Cloud Step upgraded to Thunder Strike. So now we'll go through the fight and how I kind of got through that. So starting off with this fight, as we run into the arena, we want to make sure that we're starting off in Smash Stance for right now, and we're going to get a 3-focus charge attack in, because as he spawns in, you can basically get a free hit with that. So we go in, get that charge attack off, and then we're going to follow up with some light attacks. Once you see him do an attack, go into Cloud Step, and because that's upgraded, we can then get in another 3-focus charge attack if we charge that up. And then we're basically going to do the same thing where we hit him with that and then follow up with some light attacks. And that should be enough, hopefully, to get him through the entire first phase. So he's already got a third of his health done, and that will get us into phase 2.
Thou shalt not fear, O thou.
So now going into the next portion of the fight, he's got some lightning attacks, just kind of run around, and this is kind of where the cheesy strategy comes into play. We're going to use Cloud Step, so if we pause here for a second, basically every time you use Cloud Step, it's going to manipulate him to use that lightning circle protective ring that he puts around him. So we want to make sure that at this point we switch into the thrusting attack rather than smash stance, and we're going to go up right next to him and charge up a 3-focus attack, as you can see here. And that will allow us to hit him while he's in that circle, and then we'll run up to him and just follow up with some light attacks. So we're going to do that pattern quite a bit in this fight, as you'll see. But basically, after you get that in, back away, keep your distance. I heal up a little bit because I missed that dodge, but if you do see that circle, you can jump out of it pretty quickly. And then he's got some projectiles, but really if you just keep your distance, you can avoid his attacks. But basically, we're just waiting for that Cloud Step to refresh again. So it's almost done, so there we go. And right on cue, he goes into that same move. So we go up next to him, charge up another 3-focus attack, hit him with the thrust, and then again follow up with some light attack combos. And then we're going to back away as he does a move, keep our distance, and basically do that same thing again. So here we go, got our Cloud Step back. So this should be, do this about 3 times, and this should be enough to get him into the next phase of the fight. So again, same thing, go up next to him, charge up 3-focus, he'll attack your clone and whatnot, knock him out of the circle, run around, and then hit him with a light attack combo. And you can see that was enough to now go into phase 3 of the fight.
What is best about my seeds is how it utterly demakes all who hate.
Okay, so now as we get into the last phase, might as well make use of transformation since it's there. So I use Red Tides to just eat some of this damage, so I don't need to worry about this attack. I just kind of eat that damage and just try and get as much damage in as I can with that. So that's going to be this first portion of phase 3. And then if you see him do this protective golden armor thing, you want to switch back to Smash Stance and get in a 3-focus charge attack, because if you do that, that'll break that armor, as you can see here. So that staggers him, loses the gold armor, so then we can go in with a light attack combo. And then after that, actually get another light attack combo. So an opportunity to get some nice damage in there. Back away, go back into the thrusting mode, use Cloud Step, same thing, uses the ring, charge up 3 attacks, knock him out of the circle, and hit him with a light attack combo. And we're going to just do that one more time, basically, to finish the fight. So back away, pretty simple stuff. It's not the most, technical strategy here, but it works. So run around, wait for Cloud Step to refresh. So just kind of being patient. So here we've got Cloud Step ready to go again. Use it, manipulates him to use the Ring of Lightning again. So then we'll just do one more of these to finish up the fight. So knock him out of the circle, run around, and then just finish off with another light attack combo, and got the boss defeated there. So again, kind of a cheesy strategy, but it does get the job done. So if you are struggling with this fight, this should help out quite a bit. So hopefully this video was helpful. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.